Hello, I'm Josh Isaacson along with my counterpart Garrett Joseph with Progressive Crop Solutions. Today we're going to take a little bit of time here to answer some of the questions that were sent in through our mailbag posting on Facebook last week. So Garrett, our first question is, what should be our considerations for using a plant growth regulator in our wheat?
Yeah, so great question. What a plant growth regulator is, or a PGR, uh, that just helps to keep our stalks on wheat thicker. It'll make the wheat a little bit shorter, but the stalks are thicker, so we can have a lot bigger head of a grain on top. Uh, by having that, we can push our nitrogen rates a little bit more. We can shoot for those higher yield targets. Something else to keep in mind is if you have manure history on that field, it would definitely help to reduce our risk of lodging because of high organic nitrogen coming out of the soil. The timing of this should be applied from a Feeks 4 to a Feeks 7. So really anytime it comes out of dormancy until about the middle of April, depending on how what your growth stage is at or how fast that it's growing. Good product we usually recommend is Palisade. You can get any product that's similar to it as long as it's kind of got the same active ingredient in there.
Okay. Moving on to our second question. So, with the 4 to 6 inches of expected rain on recently top dressed wheat, what losses can we expect to see, and should we evaluate additional applications?
Yeah, another great question. A lot of the nitrogen that was put out there was in a liquid UAN form nitrogen. We just really haven't had the time for it to break down yet. It has to go from the urea form to the ammonia form and then to a nitrate form. And it hasn't had the time in order to break down into that nitrate form yet. So, really haven't seen a reason to, even with the saturated soils, to have any release yet.
Okay. And lastly, how much anhydrous ammonia applied in the last week is at risk of loss due to the weather?
Pretty similar to the wheat question as far as with we don't think there's going to be a whole lot of loss. The ammonia hasn't time to break down. These cooler soil temperatures make a big difference as well. That slows that conversion rate. A lot of our soils have been 40 to 50 degrees up to this point. So even under extremely saturated soils, we would think the loss would be less than 1% based on universities' research. So a lot of things can vary, but all in all, pretty minimal on loss to this point.
Okay. And another thing with the anhydrous being injected into the ground, a lot of that is already into the ground and it's not flowing away with all the surface water laying
Absolutely. Yep.
into the ditches. So, if you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, if nitrogen loss is a concern of yours, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and talk through different scenarios and discuss different options. That way, we're still able to achieve your 2025 crop goals. So, thank you for tuning in and keep the questions coming. And we look forward to the next mailbag.